I'm Dustin the Grinch,
I'm also fresh.
and this is Game Tato. And today's video is about why the 3DS is much better than the new 2DS model that's coming out, and why it's a shame that they're even releasing it, or what their business plan is. Because I don't understand it, what Nintendo's doing. Like, they should stop selling the 2DS, or it's just,
I don't know.
it doesn't make any sense.
It's in a weird position right now because they still need to have all three. They need to have an entry level like for the little kids, like Reggie said, and also have the 3DS XL. But then they need to have something else in the middle too.
But that's like
it's
what
just
the
a little bit too.
Switches.
No, well I guess so.
I think their Switches, they're $299, and then they have the new 3DS in the middle. And then what they should have done is discontinued the 2DS and make the new 3DS cheaper somehow. Maybe they could do it cheaper by not manufacturing the 2DS anymore and cutting costs that way.
But that's kind of what the new 2DS is. It's kind of like a secret price cut that they kind of had. Because I'm sure that, like I said, they still have the same components and everything from the old 3DS XL. And then they just put a couple of new things to make the new 2DS XL comparable to the 3DS XL, or a new 3DS. All that stuff kind of gets confusing. But to the new 3DS XL.
Yeah, all the hardware needs to be comparable. And I get that, but you're paying $50 less and you're losing super stable 3D.
Yeah.
And that's what I think is the crying shame. That's why it should be cheaper. They don't have to put the infrared sensor in this new 3DS. They don't.
They
need
did
that.
though.
Huh?
It's there.
It's there in the new 3DS?
On the new 2DS.
New 2DS. They have that sensor?
They still have the IR.
Then that's weird. Then what's the... So you're just losing out on the screen.
Yeah, it's just a screen.
I don't know, that further doesn't make sense then. Why you'd continue even having the 2DS.
And it's somehow lighter. Like, I just need to think of it as the price cut for the 3DS XL.
Or maybe Nintendo's basically saying that 3D isn't the future and it's time to just abandon this technology.
Yeah, well, if you want 3D, you can spend an extra $50 on the new 3DS and the new 3DS XL. Or if you... Hey, come on. If you want just to have it be normal and not have a problem, normal meaning no 3D, then you can still play all the new games with it. Like Xenoblade or whatever else came out for 3DS.
That's the only selling point to this. But then you gotta talk about the concessions. I think they put cheaper speakers in it that are probably smaller, so they're not as loud. And the shape of the design, it's not in the front, so they're not front-facing, so you're losing out on some sound design. I don't think it's going to be as loud. I think you're losing out on some brightness. And it hasn't been really tested by us because the new 2DS isn't out yet. But we think brightness will be something that the new 3DS is definitely brighter. There we go.
Still rusty.
Yeah, definitely. And I think the strangest thing about the new 3DS is the pricing. You want something at $100, $200, and $300. It's something like $80.
Yeah, that one weird 50.
And then $200 now. And then $300 for the Switch. And for me, like, now what they've done is make people not want to buy the new 3DS. Spend the $150 maybe. I think they're just trying not to sell new 3DSs anymore because maybe the manufacturing costs are not making enough money. And they can't produce them quickly enough, so they just said, we won't put the 3D in it because it's too difficult for us to produce.
Too much.
It costs too much. I'm sure you take out 3D and sell it for $150. Now suddenly, even though they're selling $50 less, they can produce the hardware for like $40. And even if they sell for $100, now they almost double their money every one. And I'm sure that's what the real problem is. But I just think really, like, at the end of the day, it doesn't make sense for consumers to buy a 2DS.
No, I would
Like, it's a good decision for Nintendo to do it, but I don't think it's good for
It's a good gamble for them to
consumers.
do it.
Yeah, maybe people will buy it
It's
on
not
it.
a for sure thing. It's not something that's going to for sure make them any kind of money.
Well, they're trying to support this older hardware till its death.
That's more what it's doing. It's more showing that they're going to be still supporting this hardware. And they said they're still going to be developing things through 2018.
And that's what
So-
Reggie Fils-Aimé said.
Yeah, so that means they're still going to be coming out with games until at least 2019, maybe 2020.
But this almost makes me just a little worried that, like, are we gonna have
Get the fairy.
okay, are we gonna have problems like ever getting new 3DSs now? Is it just gonna be whatever, it's an accident, we'll be fine? You know, are we gonna have like supply chain problems for the new 3DS, and this is Nintendo's excuse now to just have new 2DSs on the market and push them onto people through lack of supply? Because it seems like that's Nintendo's typical strategy through pushing new hardware.
It's not a very good strategy.
But that's what Nintendo...
Because they're not going to be making any money off that scalpers well.
Exactly, well that's what they did with the NES Classic. So that business model doesn't work, but that's what they're doing for some reason. I'm just trying to think why this new 2DS exists and why it makes sense to be profitable. Is it just from a financial perspective to investors? That, oh, we've already hit 70 million. If we make this new iteration one more time, maybe we can sell 5 million more, just to look to investors like, hey, we sold 75 million of these things.
Yeah, that could possibly be it.
To please investors?
Yeah, and it probably didn't cost them all that much to...
It cost them
remake it.
nothing. It's just, all they did is put a different screen. Like on a hardware level, they just changed out components. I mean, I don't think there was any software change, except for maybe taking out the slider switch because it's always set to 0 in 3D.
So you still have the ZL and ZL.
Yep. And he wants to live.
You know, what the heck?
Maybe he popped him up.
Never get that fairy out.
And it's goodwill, but I think what I would have rather seen from Nintendo instead of this new 2DS XL would have been a price drop on the new 3DS XL.
That would have been
And then
ultra.
push people to get the 3D, because I feel like missing out on the 3D is a lot of what makes the 3DS a special system.
No. Grab it.
Yeah, that was almost scary, huh? But that's what makes it special. Like, so now you're gonna get the what's the Mario game called? Let's look at the collection. I'm glad they're... So you're gonna get Mario 3D Land. Let's get the glare away from that. And then you're gonna lose the added perspective now? Like that... That's kind of a shame now. Now you have handicapped 3DS games on the 2DS. Like, I'm just not a fan of what they're doing.
Yeah, that's the whole reason why I bought my 3DS.
And Reggie Fils-Aimé said 90% of the customers who bought 3DSs bought a 3DS with 3D functionality.
Or the 3D.
So now basically, what this leads me to the question is the 2DS an attempt to try to get toddlers, somebody in the 5-year-old range, for the
But the reason that they're
them?
saying that it's for the toddlers is because the price, isn't it? It's still there. It's still 90
Yeah,
or
because
80 bucks.
any adult or any teenager would know, spend the extra $50.
Yeah.
But I think parents would be hesitant to want to spend that extra $50 when a small child may just break it.
Well, and they're not supposed to be using the 3D anyway.
Well, that's the thing, but wouldn't it be nice to... What if they get older? What if you bought a phone when they're 6, and then it says, okay, at 7 they can use it?
That's true, but I'm sure parents don't want to even have to worry about them sliding that little slider up and down when they're not.
Yeah, but
supposed
that's
to.
what parental controls are, too. You can lock that out, like on a 3DS. If you're that scared of a parent.
Might as well get the last one.
Is the last level?
Yeah.
I crushed that. And I think since it's the last level, we should just talk about some of the things that we do like about the new 3DS and some of the things that we don't like.
Alright.
Because it's not like a terrible system. It just doesn't make sense for consumers to want to buy it when you can buy a...
Well, it's their only logical next step. If they want to
I
continue
think it's
this.
stupid. You come out with the Switch with no dock and sell for $199,
that's not
and you
what
sell the
they're-
new 3DS for $150. That would have people selling it gangbusters. Then your 2DS for $80. Then your new 3DS for $150. Switch with no dock for $199, which I think a lot of people would be very interested in. And then a Switch with the dock. That if you have friends that want to come over and you want to play with the TV, then that's the $300 price point, the premium model. I think that is what their business plan should be. Because I don't want a 2DS at all, and anybody that I would know that would want a 2DS
I wouldn't recommend
is
2DS
5 years
for
old,
anybody.
5 to 7 years old.
Yeah, unless it would be something like that.
It's always for a small child, so like I feel like it's such a small little demographic that Nintendo is trying to target with this.
That's the thing. I guess you'll never know. Well, I guess we will know if people are going to buy that, but
I think
I just
people
think
will.
it's way too late.
I think people are gonna hoard to the special editions, like that. What is it? Is it a Monster Hunter special edition?
Like this one.
Actually, I don't think it's a. I know, huh? But I don't think it's a. Maybe it's a Dragon Heroes. What's that called? Dragon Quest.
They have a special edition one.
Yeah, it's a new 3DS coming out, and like I could see people wanting to buy that because it's limited, but like just buying one, just to get a regular version, that seems kind of lame. So with that, I don't know. I just don't think the new 3DS is good for consumers. And once again, if you're a small kid and your parents are trying to save money, why don't you just get a 3DS? 3DS XL, the newer one, and then turn off the 3D functionality. Now you got a 2DS, and you only have to spend $80 to $100. That's $50 cheaper than a new 3DS, and I think there aren't enough functioning games with the new 3DS to justify the purchase. All you got was Xenoblade, and that's not enough. And then there's a couple other like Super Nintendo games, and they don't have two-player functionality, so they're not worth it. So like the new 3DS like doesn't have the games. Just like Reggie's always talking about, oh, we got the games,
Yeah, it's
and
all
we're gonna
about the
deliver
game.
Nintendo to you. But like, I don't know. Oh. And what do you think about the new 2DS?
I just think it's pointless for someone like me.
It's pointless, but you already own a 3DS
Yeah,
XL.
like I was saying a little bit off camera, I bought mine I bought my 3DS XL 2 years ago for $100. I bought one before that for $80, about a year before that. So spending $150 on an underpowered system that's new,
And he already owns a Switch.
and I already own a Switch.
Where's the Switch? So somebody like Thomas who already has a Switch, why would he want to buy a worse console?
To be honest, it's kind of hard for me to go back to 3DS anyways right now.
And that kind of leads me to my push. Why aren't they pushing Switches with no docks for $199? If the MSRP of the dock is $90, that means they could easily not give you an HDMI cord. That would cut manufacturing cost in the bundle. You know, just give you a power supply, a Switch, and the two Joy-Cons for $199. And I think that would be much better for consumers. I think Nintendo has a surplus of this hardware, and they're just trying to blow it off to consumers a little late in the generation because they overproduced.
A lot later generation.
Way too late in the generation, and we're just looking out for consumers right here on YouTube, really, because we're fans of Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, like, we already have two new 3DSs and a Switch, so, and these are limited editions, so why would we want to get something, even if it was limited edition, that's worse? I think Nintendo in 2014 February, when they made the new 3DS, already targeted the person who wanted a new 3DS 2 years ago.
I just think it's not for people like us, people who have obviously been in the generation from, not from the beginning, but for a very long time now. People that don't play, I
But
guess,
there
a
are
whole lot
people
of
now that
games.
weren't born when this generation started. You gotta think about that. They were
Yeah.
like 0 years old when the 3DS came out.
Yeah.
You know, and now they're like 5 years old, 6 years old, and they're wanting their first system, and Nintendo's trying to bring the the 2DS XL to that generation.
Not yet.
So it's their first console. Will be the 2DS is what they're trying to do.
But then if you're that young, you could just buy the regular 2DS, $80. See if your kid's gonna play a game enough. Don't buy the 150 version.
Exactly. You don't even know if they're going to be interested. And then that at 150, it's like, man, if you're looking at the right deal, you can get an Xbox One like used for 150, a PS4 used for 150. You start to compete with these much bigger, more powerful consoles at 150. Like $99 for this new 2DS XL, and it would be a steal.
Oh, if it was $99, they either completely dropped the price of the 2DS
And
XL.
cancel, drop it, completely.
Either drop it completely or
You make this new
whatever.
2DS XL $99. You make a 3DS, the new one, XL $150. You make a Switch come out, no dock, $199, and then you make a Switch with a dock, $299. And that's the premium bundle with the HDMI cord. And if Nintendo's smart, they'll start packing in Mario Kart or a game for that $299 and really make consumers happy that they're getting the most bang for their buck. So they don't want to lean towards a PlayStation 4 or a PlayStation 4 Pro. If they have a 4K television, they're going to want an Xbox One S or a PS4 Pro. So how is Nintendo going to get those people that are leaning towards HDR and 4K? There's all these different technologies
that's not what
that
they're looking for right now. I don't know why, but that's
all
not
those
what...
things are going to add to the system being for everybody. They talked about the Wii U being for everybody. They make consoles that are kind of alienating the tech.
When they say for
aficionados.
everybody, they mean everybody who's not into
hardcore tech.
tech.
Yeah, I know. When they say everybody, they're kind of meaning people that aren't into tech.
Yeah.
Like they're going after people
who don't really care about all that kind of stuff.
And I think that's their major malfunction as a whole. And I think that's Nintendo's problem and what they need to work on. That they're out of touch and they're not going for the hardcore that talks to their family and friends about these and inspires people to buy the consoles. Because it's not the commercial on TV.
Yeah.
It's seeing it in somebody's house or hearing what they have to say. And Nintendo is targeting the moms, soccer moms, toddlers, 5-year-olds. And I don't know if it's Reggie Fils-Aimé up at Nintendo of America, but you guys need to put some better hardware in everything. Like the Switch is okay, for its size. I'm okay with the Switch. I actually think it's fine. But can we get a Switch 4K that costs $399 or $299 just the Switch with no dock?
Yeah, that's asking for a lot right now, and we got to kind of wrap this up. So
Yeah,
you want to say anything else real quick?
No, that's it. I think just
worth it or not? 2DS XL.
No, at the price point of $150, I don't even think twice about wanting one. If it was $130, I may think twice. But $99, I would start to think about it. But that's me.
I agree. Not worth it.
Not worth it. It's way too expensive to not have 3D in 2017. The new 3DS came out in 2014 February with no price drop. I think they should have price dropped that hardware at $150, and that would have been a smarter move for Nintendo and showing goodwill towards consumers.
All right, that was Plain Smash and new 2DS XL.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Game Tato!
Game Tato, like and subscribe, dog.
Peace.